What's up guys, HELLRAISERGaming here and welcome back to another State of Decay 2 video. In today's video, as you can see, this is a tips and tricks video, so I've got some pro tips for you guys and some beginners tips that you might not have known of, or you might know but you might not know something. So let me know down in the comments what tips you knew. If you knew them all, then I'll do another video. Just tell me what you want to see and what you want me to do and how to complete things, how to get things. Just let me know and I'll definitely do a video on them. However, we're going to go through a bunch of tips and tricks that you might not have known of in the game that are pretty crazy and some are pretty simple. The first tip we're going to get over is billboards and cell towers. Now if you go on your map and zoom all the way out, you can see that there's these binoculars around the map. These are the things that you want to climb up to explore the areas. So when you first start in the game and you go to your first base, you don't want to go looting straight away. You want to go straight to a survey point, climb up it, and once you're up there you'll be able to survey the whole area and look around and see what potential resources you can get from each building. This is a vital thing at the start of the game because you rely on a lot of materials and things to build up your base to start off with and keep your morale high. So if you look around, you can see the potential resources that you'll get from each base or each building around the map. A good thing to use for this as well is vehicles. Vehicles allow you to explore and be safer around the map. However, it does use fuel, so make sure you go into these petrol stations and fuel areas to get fuel cans and things like that. It also allows you to hold more bags when you're exploring, so as you can see in your inventory you can only carry one sack, and in vehicles you can carry multiple sacks. So in this vehicle here you can carry 6, and I believe in vans, which is this vehicle here, you can carry 8. That's a really useful vehicle. This is the best vehicle in the game to what I've known. If you upgrade it with a heavy vehicle kit, it carries the most amount of bags and resources. That's literally the only vehicle I use, but I've got this because it's a really rare vehicle and it's really fast as well and useful for getting across the map really quickly. Anyway, going over the vehicles, that one is the best vehicle over there to use. If you find one of them, make sure you use that. If you just want to get through a map really quickly, just pick up that one vehicle and it'll be set for the rest of the game, which is really good. Now, talking about maps, if you want to move on to your next map, say you've completed the campaign in your first map, you got rid of all the plague arts and completed your leader's story. So if you're a warlord, you'll have to kill some people or take care of your map. If you're a sheriff, you have to kill people. And if you're a builder, you have to build up your base. Once you've completed that story mode, it will say that on your final mission, you have to click A to accept it, that it's going to be the last mission that you have on that map. What you want to do before you accept that mission is decline it, pick 3 of your best characters that you want to take onto your next map and fill their inventories up with loot, bags, all your best loot in your base. Make sure you take everything out of your lockers that you want to use in the next map because it deletes all your locker stuff and everything in your base when you move on, but for some reason it lets you keep everything that you've got on those 3 characters, which is pretty amazing, and that is a really big tip that people actually don't know about. So make sure you pick the 3 characters that you're definitely going to move on to the next map with. Anyway, that's that done. Make sure you do that before the end mission so you don't lose out. Anyway, moving on to the next tip I have is collect all the books you can, by the way guys, because when you collect books and get more people into your base, they can have each a unique skill. So as you can see on mine, I've got pathology, which is medical, she has cooking, and this woman has mechanics and so on. Electrical, construction. Each character can have their own unique skill. Some of them even have an open skill. I believe this guy had an open skill and I put on utilities for it. This guy is chemistry, or girl even. You make sure you want to put books onto them. So when you collect books from libraries and things, you want to go into your base, put them in your locker, and when you get a guy that's got an open skill or a skill that's not completed, make sure you take the books and give them some knowledge to upgrade that skill. They are really good for base building because they unlock unique things and certain base builds in your base, like workshops, gyms and shooting ranges and things. Like each sheriff and warlord has a certain thing that they can build in your base, so make sure you're upgrading them and picking the right leader for your base. Right, the next tip is make sure you pick up any mods and coffee machines, exercise bikes, generators, things like that, because they power your base when you don't have a power outpost around the map. Make sure you put in mods into your base because they help seriously inside your base. Like I've got these dumbbells here, which is really good. It is called, I'm not sure what it's called, I think it's just a bunch of dumbbells. This one's free weights, which gives you 10 health on each character. This gives you +5 stamina and health. And then I've got things on other bases, like on this one I've got a really rare item here which is stabilizing foam, and this heals all your characters. Really good. And make sure you're picking up mods for each base because they really help with your facilities and helping with your health and things like that and building up your base. It also gives you character bonuses and base bonuses in the future, so throughout your base building on the map it will help with those. Always bring a follower from your base when exploring, because this will help in order situations. They will cover you when you're looting or when you're taking on plague arts. It's really good for them to distract the plague zombies and you take out the plague arts. This means that you can also go onto this here and ask for a volunteer, or you could be a volunteer, or ask for help by shooting up a flare and getting a second person, a real person into your game and helping you, or just take a follower with you and they will help you. You can also go onto your radio and go to the bottom, and if you're ever stuck and your character can't move, you can actually press that and it will backtrack you a few steps and make you free. You can't do it in vehicles, which is quite unfortunate, but it still helps in order situations. Also, bringing a second character helps with more inventory space. So when you're out with your friend, with a follower, you can actually swap to that character if this inventory is full and use their inventory to carry an extra bag and more mods and things that you can't carry. That is really useful for when you're stuck and you see a really cool weapon but you've got cool weapons on you and you need more. It'll help with that as well. Anyway, the next tip, I think it is the 5th tip we're on now, is use facilities every time you can, especially shooting ranges and gyms, because this will level your character up and you'll learn more skills from fighting and things. So when you go on here, you've got your gym. You want to always click A on these and make sure you've got them. As soon as they run out, do it again on another thing that you can. Make sure you're using your radio station to get new people and stuff like that. Learning new skills all the time. This will get your community skills up while you're out and things like that. It gets everybody's stuff up, which is really useful. So make sure you're doing that at all times, guys. A big thing that most people don't know, and I don't know why people do this, but people actually put outposts next to the base, which they really should not do. I've only done it here because there's a water outpost right next to me and I only wanted to do it there because it was easy. However, make sure you put in outposts scattered across the map, guys. This is a vital thing in the map, because when you are up at this top of the map and your car gets stuck or you get stuck, you lose loads of health, your weapons are broke, you need somewhere to go really quickly. So an outpost is definitely the place to go for more materials, weapons and whatever else you need. That is a vital thing in the game, and if you don't do it, you might end up dying and losing one of your best characters. So make sure you do that, guys. Do not place it close to the base. Make sure you place it quite far away, because you can get fuel for your cars and weapons and things like that. Anyway, moving on to the 6th tip, we have try to stay friendly with enclaves and do not make enemies with them, because these can give you special bonuses for your radios, give you luxury items and help with the campaign on the map. This also means that you'll have more safe zones around the map, so if you're in any tricky situations, just like you have your outposts, you can go to the enclaves and still be safe, because there's people there which will cover you when you're low on health. So as you can see, I have quite a few friendly enclaves. Now these do ask for things like materials, things like that, and if your base is struggling for materials, your base has to come first, but sometimes these people will become hostile for not helping them, which is quite unfortunate and not a very good thing to do. But however, try to stay friendly with them when you can, and they will give you very big bonuses throughout the game, and it's really useful. The next tip we have, which is the 7th tip, is wandering traders and mysterious traders. These are really good things in the map, very rare, very useful. These you'll see randomly around the map, just scattered like question marks, or they'll say go to a certain amount of houses to see what this trader has. I don't have one on the map, I don't think. However, these can give you some really rare items. You will find, I think they're called luxury traders. These will give you like really rare weapons and mods and things for your base, which you might want to buy and use to upgrade your base. And these are also things that you will not find anywhere else around the map looting. So make sure you've got plenty of influence and luxury items to sell for those guys. This means that luxury items you have can be sold to them for influence, and you could also get extremely rare items, which I just said before, like guns and things. Making plague cure bundles helps with these traders because they sell for 500 influence each, and they're easy to get from farming plague zombies and plague cures or plague hearts. I don't have any plague hearts on my map because I've already cleared them, but if you farm them, do not destroy the plague heart and just farm the zombies, you will actually get loads of plague cure things. You go into your infirmary and you can make them by going on this one. You can make bundles and they sell for 500 influence each, guys. So if you've got a friend that have got loads of plague samples, trade with them, give them some materials and they'll give you plague samples, and you'll be able to make loads of these, sell them for 500 influence each. You'll have the best base and the best weapons from each of the mysterious traders. So that's a really good thing that many pro players actually don't know. Plague cures, plague bunches are the best things to sell in the game because they sell for 500 instead of luxury items like alcohol and things like that sell for like 100. Anyway, moving on to the 10th tip, guys. We have, when fighting zombies, try to make sure you use your gun as a last resort. Make sure you're using dodge and stabbing your secondary weapon as a thing to get behind the zombies and instant kill them. Make sure you're running and spearing the zombies and things like that, and not using your primary weapon as a thing because it will get destroyed really easy. And if you go behind them, like I'll show you here with this zombie, you go behind it, take it out from behind. As you can see there, you only use your knife, which you have, and not your actual weapon, so it will not damage it. It's really useful for combat situations when your weapon is on really low health and you need to take out a bunch of zombies. You go behind them really quickly, stab them in the head, and then take out the next zombie, which is really quickly. This is the best combat thing to do, so you're not wasting your gun or your weapon, and you're using the weapon that it automatically gives you, which never takes damage. One more thing, always carry medical items. As you can see, my inventory is set out how I always do it. You carry your medical items in your pockets so it doesn't take up your backpack space. Make sure you're carrying snacks for stamina and painkillers and things for health. Also set out inventory space for your ammo, for your gun. You want at least one gas can and one toolkit just in case you get in that sticky situation with your car and it ends up getting blown up and you have no other vehicle to escape with. So make sure you're doing that. One other thing that many people don't know is if you go into your vehicle and put your backpack in it, instead of taking it out and running into your base to take it in, what you can do in here is go into it and transfer it to base, as simple as that. You can also do that with like guns and things, put it into the car and send it straight into the base instantly. So make sure you're never running out of stamina, guys. Use the biggest backpack you can, which is these with 8 spaces. Make sure you're always fixing your weapons so you never get into that sticky situation. And make sure you've got your outposts scattered around the map so you've got plenty of things. Make sure you've got an extra follower so you can use them as more inventory space and to cover you. And if you're ever taking out these big bastards here, make sure you use a gun on them and dodge as much as you can, because they will rip you to shreds and kill your character instantly. Anyway guys, that is 10, nearly 11 tips in this video that you will need to know for this game. They're all really vital tips for going from map to map and destroying everything as quick as possible. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like if you did, because it took me some time to think of these tips. I had to write them down because there's that many. Make sure you subscribe for more. I will do loads more, guys, so make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on that. Click that bell so you get a notification when I upload. And I do Fortnite videos, State of Decay, GTA, Forza, multiple games. I don't just stick to one game like most YouTubers, because I like to play the games that I like playing and post games when I like to as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.